Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks once again for all the lovely feedback and anybody who's watched any of the videos I've uploaded so far. I really do appreciate it because, like I've said before, I was really nervous about starting this channel this year and excited as well, but nervous. So anybody who's made me feel welcome on YouTube, I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much again for your kind words, your likes, your comments, and anybody who generally watches my videos. I do appreciate it. So today we are slightly on the clock because my electricity is due to go out at 9:15 tonight. So I'm going to try and get this uploaded today. If it doesn't get uploaded today, then it will be tomorrow. It depends whether I can get it edited in time, because I think I'll be able to film it in time. It's just the editing afterwards. It depends how it goes. So yeah, I'm going to try and race through it as fast as I can. But today we have got the Disney and Mulan collection. Sorry, the Revolution and Mulan collection is what we have here today. Test out. So we're going to test out the lip topper, the what's it called? It's a setting powder. It's not, in the previous releases it was a highlighter, and I always skipped on the highlighters because the main palette actually includes highlighters. So I always skipped on the highlighters previously because, well, I thought you're already getting the highlighters in the palette, why do you want a separate highlighter? So the first thing we'll be testing out today is the what do they actually call it? Yeah, the setting powder. I've already put a base on. I have tried this. This came in my in the same parcel as the Mulan collection that I ordered. This is the e.l.f. primer by I Heart Revolution. So I've tried this out today. It was a bit more sticky than I thought it would be, but I think it's it looks all right underneath the foundation. And I also I've just done a video on this. I've just tried this out again because it's the second time I've actually used it today. The Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. So I've also just thought I'd wear that again just because it's new and I need to sort of see how I like it rather than just testing it once and not thinking about it again. So yeah, I just thought try that again and see how it goes. So instead of using my airbrush Flawless finishing powder by Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to try this today. and see how that goes. So we're going to take that off. So there is the little Mushu. She's really cute. I did like Mulan as a child. It was one of my favourites. I mean, I'm not going to say Mulan's one of my favourite princesses. I mean, I do love Mulan, but I really couldn't sit and think who my favourite Disney princesses are. But I know that I have foregone some of the iHeart Revolution Disney releases because some of them, like Snow White and Cinderella, they weren't really ones I watched a lot of. Sleeping Beauty I was on the fence about. I ummed and I ahed, and then I decided not to. But this was one I sort of had to pick up because I really did love Mulan. I mean, I think Reflection and I'll Make a Man Out of You are great songs. So no, I love Mulan. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to take this brush. This is the F32 brush by Colourpop, and I'm going to use this just to apply. Let's see if we can find the mirror. Might be better, might it? I'm just sort of... Okay, I haven't got any thing bad to say about it so far. I think it does what it needs to do. Right, yeah, I don't think there's anything bad that I have to say about that. I have to say, I think it does what it needs to do for a setting powder. It does set the makeup down quite nicely. It's, I'd say it's sort of a translucent sort of colour, or, I mean, looks white in the pan, but, I mean, I don't know how it would work on deeper skin tones, but for me, I know that this works fine. So yeah, I've got no complaints over that. So I think this was £8. I think I'll put the prices up on the screen, but yeah, I think this was £8. So yeah, for an £8 setting powder, this is absolutely fine. Yes, so, yeah, pretty happy with that. Because the only powder I had in my collection is this one. So it's nice to have a sort of like a more budget-friendly option, if you like. So yeah, no, I'm happy to have a more budget-friendly powder in my collection. So yeah. So I will move on to the eyeshadow palette in just a minute. I'm just going to prime my eyes off camera, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. I've primed my eyes, but I think what we're going to do first is we're going to go into the face palette side. So it's funny because I looked at it when I got it, and I thought I was going to do something different to what I'm actually going to do, I think. So we're going to go in with Warrior Heart here as like the blush. Let's just... So I'm probably not using a proper blusher brush because I have to... I mean, I do tend to use small brushes for my blush anyway, but I do need to clean some brushes, so yeah. Right, okay. Let's see that. That pink one is Little But Lucky. The one below that is Journey of My Own. That one is Warrior Heart. That top one there is Guardian Dragon. Then the one deeper one underneath is Tougher Than I Look. And the one underneath that is True to Who I Am. So I don't know. I think it's going to be the very top one, Guardian Dragon, but that's a bit deep probably for me. We will give it a go in any case. Let me just grab a brush. Right, okay, let's try this Guardian Dragon. I think it's a bit... I don't know, I think... Oh, it's probably more of a blush topper shade for somebody like me, maybe. Don't know if I could get away with that on its own as a highlight. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I could get away with that as a highlighter. I mean, I think it's... I think it probably works sort of better as a blush topper, if I'm honest. Very glittery though. Very shimmery, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I don't know if it's the sort of one I'd wear sort of every day. Yeah, no, I think it's okay. So I did prime my eyes before. Let me just see about... I've not done an eyeshadow review before. Let's just see. Right, okay. So I'm going to take this one here. This is just a Friends Revolution, one of these ones with the there we go, with the, like, the scorpion, well, not scorpion, the lobster on the end. Just a little blender brush. So I'm going to, I was in two minds. I don't really know what to do because let me just pick it up again. You can see. Right. Because I really love this pink, but at the same time, if we're going down the Mulan route, and this is released alongside of some new Lunar New Year collections, I'm tempted to go into a red, particularly that deeper red. And I don't think I can clash the red with the pink. So I was torn between doing like a look on each eye. But yeah, I think we'll go... I think we'll go into Joy, which is this one up here. I think we'll go into Joy, which is just here. So we'll see how... Because if I want to go down the red route, I think that looks like a good like starting colour. I think it's very rare you'll see anything too out there on here on my channel, because I just don't... I love to play with colour, don't get me wrong, but I'm not one to sort of draw attention to myself a lot, so I do prefer just to go in lightly to start with. Just blend. Because I'm not too confident with too out there looks. With subtle looks. So yeah, no, I think that looks okay so far. So then we're going to go into Spirit. Let me just show you. Into Spirit, which is this one, just here. And we're going to blend that more towards the outer corners, because I do work as a gradient like probably a lot of people do. I just sort of now, this is where it could all go wrong. Yeah. Now I want to take, this is the shade, one of the shades I was first drawn to. I want to take this Imperial Army shade at the bottom, in the middle there. So say, this is where it could all go horribly wrong, but hopefully not. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just blend that on top of the outer corners. I'm just going to take this cheap, it's a cheap like Poundland brush, which I use for blending. I don't use it for product, I just use it to blend out existing shadow. So I'm just going to take that and just clean up the edges a little bit. So I am tempted to go in with Gong, so I'm just going to put that. I mean, I think it's about the golds though, isn't it? China's more red and gold. Let's swatch the other one. Let's swatch Emperor Lee and see what I think. So that's the two shades. You see, I'm all about the silvers, and it's like I should really use the gold. I think I'm gonna have to go with the gold, just because China is all like red and gold and those sorts of colours. So we'll go with general. It will need to be blended in a bit better than that, I'm not gonna lie. Anything bad to say about it. In general, these palettes for me are like really hardly pressed, and because of that I feel like they dry out before their time, which does worry me when I use a palette like this. When I see this colour story, do I think of Mulan? A bit, but yeah, I don't know, there could have been more red and goldy, because there's only really the one goldy shade which I'm using now, but I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it, because it looks more like a yellow. What I think I'm going to do is take the True to Who I Am from the face palette side. I could regret this. I could regret this. Just dab it off a little bit and just. Okay, the camera had a bit of a temperature warning or something, so I've just gone ahead. Yeah, I've just gone ahead and applied that Gong shade to my inner corner. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's not something I normally aim for. I mean, I love playing with reds. Absolutely love reds. But that goldy shade is probably a teeny bit too yellow for me, and there aren't many shimmers in this palette. But I'm going to take that Imperial Army shade again. it probably doesn't need anything else doing it, but just to use another colour, I'm going to go, if I can pick this up, I'm going to go into this, where is it there? This shade just here, called Shan Yu. And we're just going to put a teeny bit in the outer corners, on the lower lash line. The camera's going funny again, but yeah, that's pretty much the completed eye look. I don't tend to wear lashes, and if I'm honest, I don't wear mascara that often either. Even though I love eyeshadow, I just sort of... So that's the eye look. Which, yeah, I'm happy with it, but that gold could have done with being a bit more gold. That's my only complaint. And there could do with being a couple more shimmers in here. So I'm unsure about that one. But we've definitely got 4 shimmers. Although that dark shade I just used, I sort of used it as a matte. Because you can't really see any shimmery effect to it. So yeah, I say in general, you could probably just say I got this for packaging, but I say I could use the colours, I could use them. But in general, I bought this for the packaging, I'm not going to lie. Because I've tried better shadows than this, and hopefully there'll be videos coming up on them soon. But as I say, for, I think, how much are these? Are these £15? Let me just double check that. Yeah, £15. You could say this is a £15 palette. I have tried better quality shadows for £15, but at the same time, if you just want it for the as a collectible, just to go on your shelf with the other ones, then that's fine. Okay, the camera seems to be behaving again now. So yeah, that is the completed eye look. And when I look at this palette, do I think it's worth 15 quid? I think, given that you get the eyeshadows and the face side, then I'd probably say yes. If it was just the eyeshadows, I probably wouldn't say it was. But I do... Will I get a lot of use out of this? I don't use my I Heart Revolution palettes a whole lot. I think the only other ones I've got is the Beauty and the Beast one. What else have I got? The Little Mermaid, the Aristocats, which wasn't the Disney Princess one, but let's just see. Oh, the Aladdin one. I like the Aladdin one. But I haven't got them all. But I'm glad to add this one to my collection in any case, because, say, love Mulan, love the packaging. Given that it's Lunar New Year approaching, it's very apt that they chose Mulan to do next. So yeah, no, really happy with that for a basic colourful palette. So now we'll get into the lips and the lip toppers. So I think what I'm going to do, this is a Mulan lipstick, but it's not Revolution, it's not available anymore. It's the Colourpop one that came out a couple of years ago, which was really nice. It has the Chinese on there. I think it means loyal, brave and true, but don't quote me on that. But I thought, since we're doing the Mulan collection today, I thought I would, so it's just like a nudie colour there, a deep type nudie colour. So I think I will risk it without a lip liner. I don't always, but... That's that lipstick on. So now we're going to put the lip topper on from this collection. So say that was Colourpop, and that's sadly no longer available because it came out around the same time as the live action Mulan, which brings me to something else. Just before we get to the lip topper, this was the Colourpop version. This wasn't for the animated film. This was for the live action film. And this was sort of their colour story that Colourpop decided to do. Mine's a bit battered. but I think that's probably more in line with what I'd expect to see from Mulan. You've got the beautiful red shades and the gold. I think the gold's more of a glitter, which I don't tend to use glitters too near my eye too often. But I'd say that's more what I'd expect to see from a Mulan release. So compared to, if somebody was to say to me, if both were available now, as I say, this is sadly no longer available, but if you were to say to me now, out of these two, which would you rather have? And just based on the colour story, I'd say this one. But as I say, sadly you can't get this anymore, so I don't really feel comfortable mentioning it in case people get upset. But yeah, that would have been my pick over this one. I love the packaging on this one, but the colours and the quality, not quite as good as the Colourpop one, I wouldn't say. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into this gorgeous lip topper. Let's just have a look at this. So let's just put a little bit of this on my hand, or on a hand that's not already got product on it. Just a bit more. So that there is the sort of colour of the lip topper. So now we are going to apply that. Now what I do with this, people are going to think I'm crazy, but stay with me. Because I don't like getting the wands dirty, I tend to just take a bit on my finger and I apply it that way, just to keep the wand clean. I mean, to say, call me crazy, but that's how I apply them. So I take them, I take the wand out and I put it on my finger and then I wipe it onto my lips that way. So to say, you're gonna think I'm bonkers, but I have got method in my madness. I don't like getting the wands dirty, because that's just me. So yeah, the colour isn't over exciting, but it is nice and shimmery. So I do like that as a lip topper. If I wanted to use something sparkly and shiny on top of my lips, then this is a great this is a great choice. Yeah, this is a good option for anybody who simply just wants something, you know, shimmery on top of their lips. Yeah, I'm happy with the way this looks turned out. I love the reds together with the gold. Which is more yellow. So I prefer my golds gold. I don't, yellow golds to me aren't really gold, they're yellow. but no, I'm happy with the way this has turned out. I believe it's for £5. If you want to pick up something from the Mulan collection, then this is probably the item to pick up. The palette is probably the better collectible in terms of the book packaging. You could just put it on your shelf with the others, but I suppose you might get more use out of this because, as I say, it works great for what it's meant to do. The powder is just a powder. I mean, you could probably get a similar powder in not as fancy packaging for less money, but you wouldn't get a little Mushu stamped into it. You can see Mushu again. So as a collectible, if you just want a powder, this is fine too. But I say for the packaging and everything, the nostalgia, I am glad that I picked these up. Packaging for me would be a 10 if I was to rate it. Quality, probably a 5 or a 6. In all honesty, but yeah, this looks come out all right. I can't complain. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and thank you for all the comments. I hope you didn't find this review too flaky. I mean, I am going to improve constantly, sort of thing. It's going to take me a while to level off and get to the high quality that you probably see from other YouTubers who've been on here for a lot longer than I have. So it will take me a while to get used to speaking in front of the camera, to thinking on my feet, and to looking in the right place, looking at the lens and not the viewfinder, and different things. So it's going to take me a bit of time. But I am determined to carry on, and because, as I say, my first video, for my first video, I think it's done amazing, really. And everybody who's contributed to that in any way, I do want to thank you, really. And anybody who likes and subscribes from this video, then thank you. Because I mean, I'm not going to just stick to like high-end brands or budget brands. I'm gonna review anything that I like the look of, basically. So this week's gonna be a busy week. We did the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation on Monday. Was it Monday? No, Sunday night. We've done the Mulan collection tonight, and then there's the Bridgerton, Pat McGrath X Bridgerton collection coming. It's in the mail and it might turn up Thursday. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, we've got to hurry because the camera just decided it was too hot. And I've just turned it back on and it's probably going to go off again. So, yeah, I've got the Pat McGrath Bridgerton collection. Well, not collection. I've got the palette in the mail. Couldn't afford the whole collection, so just went for the palette. I've not tried many Pat McGrath palettes. I've got a few of them now, but I'm still learning how to play with Pat McGrath because the formula and stuff, I'm not used to playing with that formula, so it's taking me a bit of time to get used to it. So there will be a review up on the Pat McGrath X Bridgerton collection, so if you're interested in that, then please subscribe and, you know, all that good stuff. And I've also got something that I found on Beauty Bay last night coming. I've never heard of the brand Soda, but I've got this Soda Little Mermaid palette. I've got one of the palettes out of the 3, face palette, 1 out of the 2, and the lip stain, lip and cheek stain products coming as well. So yeah, that will be up probably at the weekend. It's funny because I've only been doing this a short time and I feel like it's release after release after release, and I'm having to start to get in the swing of it. I mean, as I say, I can appreciate how much work goes in to the reviews that I watch now, because I do watch, as I say, I watch all sorts of people. I don't want to name them because I just feel a bit funny about naming them, but there's a few, there's like 5 people or more that I follow, and I can appreciate how much work it takes them to keep their channels going and providing high quality content. So I'm hoping in time, when I've learned how to, you know, do this to a high standard, that, you know, maybe one day I'll be as good as them. But at the moment, I appreciate I'm still learning, and I hope you'll take that into account when you comment down below, and you like and subscribe. And thanks again for making it to the end of this video. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye for now.